Hello, everybody. This is Akane, and this is part 3 of my Golden Sun review. Part 3, Conqueror. A month later, a meeting was set in motion with all those who follow House Augustus, with more than 40 empty seats representing the leaders of the different families gone. They have to recapture their might somehow. 90% of the people in this room are just here for Darrow. With Pliny's warnings of the impending war, people at the table look to Darrow for their next move. Man, I love Darrow. He's so cute and strong and manly. Splitting the small army they have into sections, they all head off to do their part, taking back their power. Nero to the dockyards for ships. Mustang to the campuses to steal students, and Darrow for Arcos. Arcos, while caring for his student and willing to help Darrow escape a trap that Pliny set with the help of the Sovereign's troops, Arcos refuses to help Darrow in his war. That is until he realizes that Darrow has watched all of Death Note and knows how to be an anime protagonist. Oh, I've known this all along because I've made a plan within a plan within a plan within a plan of my own. Making the fight look like it was Arcos was always on his side, Darrow forces Arcos' hand in joining his side. Then the saddest moment in anime history. Tactus, only wishing to do what was right, is conflicted on who he should have sided with. Talking Tactus down, Darrow is able to reason with him and show him he is willing to give him a second chance. I promised you that I wasn't gonna cry, but... In his final breaths, he was able to decide what he wanted for himself. Not what anyone wanted for him. Lorne Au Arcos, not so forgiving, kills him for even flirting with the idea of hurting his family members. That's horrible. I'm not able to blame Arcos for what has happened. He knows as well as anybody the ability to switch sides on a whim. So in all honesty, this may have been the right decision, but in my eyes, this shows both sides of humanity that I was talking about earlier. One is being so stuck in their ways and abused their whole lives, to the point that they are barely able to make decisions for their own, and it is ultimately up to themselves to change that. And the other is the anger of humanity, the ability to harm others and the act emotionally in situations to benefit their own ideas. I am of the belief that Tactus could have been redeemed, but that's just not what happened. This is compounded by the idea of letting Aja escape so that the grand plan that we don't know yet can work, creating an even bigger rift between Roke and his humanity, destroying any friendship that he could have had with Darrow. When Mustang and Darrow make it back to the ship, they see Nero proving that he wasn't all bark, waving through his own trap that was set for him. He is able to kill many people, including the Heart Knight, one of the Olympic Knights. The only one able to stop him was Fitchner, the new Rage Knight, followed closely by Cassius. Victra saved as the war table was about to erupt and cast Victra out for being related to the Sovereign. The words he used to clear Victra's name is the same words that should have shown that Roke's real mental state is kind of terrifying. Leading into the next night, Mustang and Darrow speak alone for the first time since the cafeteria. With a strange way of getting the answer she wanted, she makes Darrow admit he liked one of her essays at the academy. The one about how gold is not immune to being just one-trick ponies. And when Darrow allows everyone around him to live the way that they want, she sees him as a hypocrite, not allowing himself to be anything other than a warrior. She gets out of him that he looks at her and is reminded of a girl that he lost. Trying to regain control of the situation, Darrow reaches out for her, but her words spit like venom into his heart. saying things that, while not said in the book, probably scared him more than any battle he has ever been a part of. I'm going to keep this vague, at least this part of the book vague, because I believe the scene is one of my favorite in the book. It actually is my favorite in the book. I feel so much more for both of these characters in this moment, and it is so real and gripping that I can't genuinely take that emotion away from someone who might experience it the same way I did, though he does not ask her to stay. The vulnerability that he was able to show with Severo doesn't take away the human response of being scared of being open to someone else, especially someone that you love. Lorne the next day notes the awkwardness of Darrow and Mustang, and uses that to warn him about Ragnar, saying that he will betray Darrow if given the chance. Darrow, seeing the irony, throws those words back in Lorne's face, and shows that he has changed from a one-man killing machine, so why can't Ragnar? Darrow is able to throw it back onto Lorne, but if you listen to what he is saying, he talks to it as if he is a gold. Darrow has changed significantly, just like he's to Lorne. In the freezer, Darrow finds Ragnar sleeping comfortably. Darrow speaks to him like an equal. Ragnar is hiding more than what he lets on, and the Obsidian's brainwashing is hard to change. But Darrow, in the last-ditch effort, reveals that he is a red to Ragnar, then frees him and lets Ragnar choose for himself. Darrow quickly takes over Hildust Station and releases the prisoners that Pliny's men captured. In the command room, Darrow turns all of Pliny's supporters against him. His supporters will kill him savagely. Then Darrow calls for an iron rain. Now, I am going to give you a quote from the book. I hope you see how fucking dumb it is, as I do. Anybody gets within 2 meters of Darrow, I'll kill everyone in this room. This is another fucking I'm 13, this is deep nonsense. Darrow, always the showman, makes a play out of the speech, creating strength for their soon-to-be raids against the Sovereign. Roke and Darrow have a moment to be together, with apologies that land against a wall. Lorne apologizes for killing Tactus, though Darrow says he does not blame him. I used to and am sad whenever I read that Tactus died, but I feel at the end of this book proves that he may have made the correct choice. I do believe that Tactus could have changed, but some people just don't deserve forgiveness. They don't deserve trust. Though I believe Tactus was the last one they could have trusted. As the Iron Rain begins, reality sets in. The romance of war seeps into the fear of all characters within, especially Mustang, who knows her father deserves death as much as any other prisoner they have, fearing for his possible death. Finally, Darrow lets the Howlers know that the Sovereign is also here, and they can win easily. Rolling through his plans swimmingly, see what I did there? They make it to the other side of the small tunnel, and on the other side they see a trap that was set for them. A small girl, knowing they wouldn't attack an innocent person, sets off an EMP device that changes the tide of war. And that's the end for part 3. They really used a low-color girl so that Darrow wouldn't kill her and change the tide of war. This shows again how little the Golds actually feel for human life. And I can't wait for part 4. I hope you all are very excited, because I know I am. I love you guys. See you next time. Smooches. Mwah.